dating coach and relationship expert Jennifer Hurvitz, and welcome to Doing Relationships Right. Raw, authentic, and insightful, this podcast is a no bullshit look at all things dating and relationships. The good, the not so good, and the what the hell was that? No worries, I've got you, and we'll figure it all out together without taking ourselves too seriously here on Doing Relationships Right. Here you are at midlife. Your boobs have entered a new zip code. You have jeans older than your daughter's new fiance. And now you're single again. But is that cause for a crisis? Hell no. It's time to pick yourself up, buttercup. Whether you're freshly unhitched, just dipping your toesies back into the dating pool, or ready to dive into a new relationship, my new book, Midlife Priceless, a dating coach's guide to finally doing relationships right, has you covered with new dating and relationship advice tailored to meet you wherever you are in your relationship journey. Join me, Jennifer Hurvitz, author of best-selling books, One Happy Divorce and Woulda, Coulda, Shoulda, as I share BS-free tips and laugh out loud personal anecdotes to help set you on the path toward finally doing dating and relationships right. Grab your copy of my new book, Midlife Priceless, at jenniferhurvitz.com. That's jenniferhurvitz.com. Good morning. This is Doing Relationships Right. I'm Jennifer Hurvitz, and I'm back today. It's Tuesday. It's a podcast Tuesday, or maybe it's a Thursday. I don't know what day it is. It could be any day because you know what? It's a Just Jen episode. And when I feel like throwing up a Just Jen, okay, not throwing up a Just Jen, but you know, like putting up or putting on or airing or recording or doing a Just Jen, I'm just going to do it because I have so many good ideas this season and I have so many things I want to share with you and talk about. And I just feel like doing Just Jens whenever I want. So hi, it's me. It's Jennifer Hurvitz, and it's a Just Jen. And I want to start off today with a little business because I don't know if you've noticed, but things are kind of going a little bit cuckoo over there on my Instagram feed. Don't know what's happening. It's taken about 5 or 6 years organically, never bought a follower, never boosted a post, never paid for anything over here. Holla, 30,000 followers or 31. I don't know what it is right now. Who cares? But I've got a lot of followers. A lot of people who have never followed me before joining the fun on Doing Relationships Right. And I'm thrilled. So new listeners, if you're listening and you're new, hi, I'm Jennifer. Welcome to Doing Relationships Right. I'm here for you, for my listeners. I love what I do and I'm back. And I was off for a little bit, taking a hiatus for stupid reasons. And I'm back. So there's that. This season, I'm going to be doing Just Jens, which means they're just me alone in the studio. And then I'm also going to be bringing on every now and then my partner, my boyfriend, my man, my boo, my bae, Jim Healy, who is fantastically funny and amazing and brings a lot of insight from the male perspective. And people love him. I think that you guys love him more than you love me, which is okay because he rocks. I'm also going to bring in a couple listeners. I think to answer some questions and talk about some things in dating and all that good stuff. But today, let's talk about love languages. I'm not really like, I don't know. I haven't been like a huge fan of love languages my whole life. Like I'm like, it's a love language, blah, blah, blah. But when I started dating my boyfriend, 7 years ago, you know, I noticed his attachment style. I noticed his love language and it was way different than mine and blah, blah, blah. And I liked words and he liked physical touch and all this stuff. And I was like, well, yeah. It's like the hot topic and the whatever. So we broke up and I dated somebody else and I was like, whoa, it was like totally a different, like, you know, scenario because my love language and this new guy's love language were so like, it just was like, just so different. And I noticed the changes in love languages. And I also realized that being a coach, sometimes you forget that like you need coaching too. And that I needed to like check myself before I wrecked myself, which I love to say all the time. So today's episode, I'm going to talk to you guys about how to speak your partner's love language. Okay. We're not talking about our own love language because sure, I know my love language. I like words of affirmation. I like people to tell me things. I like to hear things. I like people to write me things. And I like to, know how people are feeling. I like to share my words. I like to voice my opinion, but that doesn't mean that my partner, if they're not a words person, you have to love your partner how they want to be loved, how they need to be loved. Love languages, they're not just for your lover. Okay. They're also essential, just so you know, for your friends, your siblings, your coworkers. Everybody has a way they want to be adored. Okay. And appreciated. And you've got to value others as they want to be loved and not how you do. Right. So it's like that platinum rule versus the golden rule, I think. Right. I think so. Yes. So we just need to understand this. So discovering the love language of your person that you care about, obviously, you guys, can significantly improve your communication. We know this. Okay. We know this. We think we know this, but then it's oftentimes very difficult to do because it's easy to love somebody or care about somebody or show somebody you care, based on how you care. I love to send texts telling Jim, how amazing he is and how I love him so much and how I'm thinking about him. But I don't really think that's how he loves to be loved. That's not his love language. Okay. His love language, just so y'all know, and I'm going to share with you because I think he shared it before, on our last podcast. His love language is it's like acts of service, quality time, physical touch. And mine is words of affirmation, physical touch sometimes. Because sometimes I get really annoyed when he's all up in my shit. So let's break this down. I'm going to break it down for you. Okay. So get out a pen or a pencil or just get ready to take some mental notes, or you can rewind because this is fun. It's a podcast. If your love language is, physical touch, if that's how you like to be loved, okay, you want to be loved physically, you want people to touch you, okay, here's what you do for your partner that's a physical touch person. I'm going to give you some examples. You can hug them, go up to them and hug them and be the last person to let go. I do that with my son. I'll hug Zach and I'll be I'll give him a hug and then I'll hug him I'll let go last. And he's like, Mom. And I'm like, I win. Okay. Be the last person to let go. Making the first move in bed. That is a really good one for someone who enjoys physical touch. I'm not such a first move maker. People find that hard to believe, but I don't love making the first move. I do love, because I'm a words person. I love when, Jim will say something sexy to me in bed, something dirty or hot. My kids are gross, but, I like when he makes a first move. But I know that physical touch for him is a big thing. So when I make the first move, I know he likes that. So does that make sense? Jump up on the couch next to your person who loves physical touch and just snuggle up to them, right? Hold their hand while you're driving. Forehead kisses are a huge thing. I like forehead kisses too, but not all the time. I think sometimes they're a little bit, I don't know, sappy, but that's because I'm not a physical touch person. But forehead kisses are really yummy for a physical touch person. A person that loves physical touch. Holding their face while you kiss them, rubbing their back, playing with their hair, back scratches for days. Those are all physical touch kind of things that people that are a physical touch person that they love. Now me, I'm you can scratch my back and tell me you love me, tell me I'm sexy, tell me I'm hot, because I'm words. Okay. Does this make sense to you guys? Hope this is making sense. Let's move on. Okay, let's move on. The next one, words of affirmation. This is me. Okay, so if somebody was to compliment my parenting and tell me that I'm a rock star parent, that is the end all be all compliment for me. Words of affirmation wise, that's a huge deal. I love that. If someone telling someone how good they are at their job, if I was to say to Jim, I really think you are just doing such a great job at your new position at work, and they're so lucky to have you. Affirming words of affirmation, not just I love you, I love you, I love you, which is kind of what an avoidant person might do. They get a tagline or something they're comfortable with saying. So they say it all the time, right? So I'm just going to throw Jim under the bus here. I'm sure he won't mind, but in our relationship before we both went to therapy together, he would say, I love you. And I'd be like, that's all you got? And he'd be like, well, yeah, isn't that enough? And I'm thinking, no, fuck no, it's not enough. I want to hear more. And he's like, that's really all I can give you, because he is acts of kindness, which we'll get to in a minute. And his big thing was showing me how he loves me through his love language, which is acts of kindness, but I'm words. So it's not that confusing. You just have to love how the person wants to be loved. Okay. So, other words of affirmation, be super specific when you're giving affirming statements. So not just, I love you, right? Like, I love the way you parent. I love the way you light up a room. I love your energy. I love your vibe. I love that you make me a better human. Oh my God. Aren't those great things to say to someone? Like if they're a words person, I just think they're great. Tell them how you feel when they're around you, right? Like, I feel so calm when you're in the room. Like with Jim, I'll say to him, you're my rock, or like, you complete me. Or you make me a better person. Your world is a better place. How about your energy is infectious, or everybody loves to be around you. Those are really good ones. And then another one for a words person is to ask them how they're feeling. Like when Jim says to me, hey, Jen, how was your day? You're like, how are you feeling? And it's not just about asking them how they're feeling, a words person, but then actively listen. Like listen to them, right? Like not just ask them and then turn around and like walk out the door, or like go to your, go check your phone or go upstairs and, take a shit or something. But like actually listen, like, hey, how was your day? Or, how are you feeling? Or what's going on? And then sit down and listen to them. Those are all really important for people whose love language is words of affirmation. I love this episode. Oh my God. I'm like so excited about it. I don't know why, it just really makes me happy. A person with quality time, a person that values quality time, if that's their love language, if quality time is their love language, here are some things you should do together. Okay. Like it's really important because they value quality time, right? So taking classes together, maybe going to take a cooking class, maybe yoga, but like tantric yoga, where you're actually maybe touching and like together, but no words, just making eye contact, running errands together, grabbing ice cream, going for a hike, starting a new show, and like just being in the same room. I tell Jim all the time, like, I just want to be with you. I just want to share your space, because he likes quality time. He likes to be with me and I like to be with him. We don't necessarily have to be doing something. I just like to breathe the same air. And I tell him that with my words. So I'll say, I just want to be with you. I just want to be in your space. I just want to share the same space. And I think that means a lot to him. Cook a new recipe, make a new drink. Oh my gosh. I mean, like lay in bed together next to each other and just read the news on your iPhones or on your Samsungs, whatever you choose, your devices. Play Wordle, do a crossword puzzle. Just share the same air. I think that's really important for people who love quality time. Just to show them that you care enough to spend time, with them. It's like super important. Okay. Acts of service. This is Jim all day long. Jim is the kind of person who I will go on like a vacation or a trip, and I'll come back and like my lawn is mowed. My bushes are trimmed. My house is like power washed. Like that is Jim to a T. If you're guys like that, we're like, you come home from a long day at work and he's cooked dinner, or your partner is like knitted you a sweater or something like that, like takes out the trash without asking, right? Or she picks up your dry cleaning on the way home and like it's hanging in your closet. Like, oh my God, like acts of service. So like for me, I'm a words person. So I have to think really hard what I can do for Jim. As far as like an act of service, because he likes to do everything, right? He does everything. He is just like, I'll have DoorDash on my front porch. Sometimes he will send me like crumble cookies just because, right? So like now I'm like trying to one up him, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to send him Starbucks today, or, I'm going to make the bed in the morning before he does. Or I'll like order his favorite, like Vaseline men's lotion, and I'll have it ready for him, like at my house when he comes over. So he doesn't have to have doubles or carry it back and forth. Or I buy his favorite toothpaste at my house, or he goes to like, I don't know, I'm trying to think, like take a shower and his shampoo is there, like things like that. Acts of kindness, right? Acts of service. How about like when he plans a dinner or a trip? Or, the best, this is my favorite, acts of service, when your man or your woman picks up dinner on the way home and doesn't ask you what you want, or doesn't say, what's for dinner? What are we having for dinner? How about she just picks it up on the way, or he just picks it up on the way and surprises you? And then what you say, right? Oh my God, that's exactly what I wanted. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you thought about it. I didn't have to think today. I appreciate you. Now, here's the thing. If your person picks up dinner and you bitch about it and you say, oh, I fucking hate, Mexican, or I don't want Chinese tonight, or the last thing I wanted was pizza. Do you think that they're going to do it again? Do you think that person is going to do it again? So that's acts of service, acts of kindness, acts of service. And the last one is receiving gifts. Now I get these confused, like acts of service and receiving gifts. I feel like they're kind of the same thing, but they're really not. Acts of service is actually doing something. It's not necessarily buying or purchasing or something like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Or like gifts. So if you're a gifts person, if you like to receive gifts, that's something like sending crumble cookies, but I like to add a funny message, DoorDash Starbucks, pick up their favorite treat or snack on the way home, dropping off a flower on their desk at work, that kind of thing, buying lunch when they don't ask or surprising them. Sometimes like Jim and I will go out to dinner and he'll go to reach for the bill or whatever, and I will have already paid. Like I'll give the server my credit card when he's not looking or when he goes to the bathroom. That to me is like a huge thing. Like receiving gifts. I love to surprise people and do things without them knowing, like send a little something from Amazon that just surprises them during the day, like a couple days down the road, something like that, a special book or just something I'm thinking about you. Or how about writing a sticky note that says, have the best day, and putting it on the mirror. That's totally like receiving gifts. Okay. I don't know. I love those too, but it's really important that you remember, when you're doing these amazing love languages, they're obviously we've been doing this forever and they've been around forever and they're, fantastic and fabulous, but just remember that you want to love how your partner or friend or family person or whoever or child, wants to be loved. That's how you want to love them. So in a nutshell, and this is too funny, I found these online. I thought they were hilarious. And I could have done this whole podcast in about 5 sentences. So I think I'm just going to give them to you straight. So words of affirmation. Ready? You're more beautiful than a taco. Quality time. Let's make tacos together. Receiving gifts. I bought you some tacos. Acts of service. I made you these tacos. And physical touch. I want to hug you like a taco. Okay, there it is in a nutshell. Those are your 5 love languages. That's what they mean. That's what they are. I thought that was hilarious. I found it just the cutest thing ever. And that's it for today. I mean, I just, here I am. And I thought that was a great episode. And because I wanted you guys to really get in touch with your feelings and your, love languages. So go love someone today. With the world the way it is and the shit going on around us. Love, love, love. Love big, love hard, and love the one you're with. That's it. And for me, you know what? Go check out my website, jenniferhurvitz.com. Check me out on Instagram, Doing Relationships Right. Buy my books. And, I have a new, video course, Doing Midlife Right. 5-video course. Check that out too. And you know what to do. Go do something fun today. Peace, love, and so much truth, you guys. Check you next week. Bye. Hey, thanks for listening to Doing Relationships Right. Don't forget, if you enjoyed the show, subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcast episodes. And please grab my books, One Happy Divorce and Woulda, Coulda, Shoulda on my website, jenniferhurvitz.com. And look out for my new book, all about doing dating right, coming soon. As usual, thanks for listening. See you next week. Peace, love, and truth.